Good morning. Welcome to a second chance. My name is Phil Jones.
And my name is Tafaro Cook, two-time kidney transplant recipient and founder of Kidney Care Coaches, where we coach people with stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease. If you or you know someone who has kidney disease challenges and needs help, hit us up at kidneycarecoaches.com.
So today we're gonna jump it right into this. Not too much pre-talking, but it's just kind of a preventative type of show as well as something that can help if you already have kidney disease as well. So these are the top eight foods that help kidney function. So the first thing that's on the list is onion. And I'll just read a couple of these first sentences. It says, half a cup of onions contain 3 milligrams of sodium, 166 milligrams of potassium, and 3 milligrams of phosphorus. Onion is a member of the allium family, and it is used to add flavor to dishes. Uh, I can definitely agree with the flavor part for sure. Um, Let me ask you this, Mr. Cook, real quick, pertaining to what this says here, because you're a fitness person. So, um, 166 milligram of potassium, is that necessarily a good number or a bad number?
Pertaining to kidney disease, that's a good number, because it's low, and we have to keep this in mind. When it comes to potassium in natural foods like an onion, like whatever it may be, like natural foods and stuff, our body accepts it in a different format opposed to it being like a refined carbohydrate. When it's a refined carbohydrate, our body gets all of it. So say I'll take for instance some Cheez-Its. Now Cheez-Its have a lot of phosphorus in it, and we eat them, your body's going to contain 100% of all that phosphorus. Opposed to oats, oats have phosphorus in it also, but our bodies aren't going to get all that phosphorus because it's a natural phosphorus. So it's you follow what I'm saying? So when you eat
Yeah,
natural food, right? When you eat natural foods, your body accepts it a little different, and it absorbs it and uses it in a proper manner, opposed to refined carbs or foods that are in a bag also. So, but I do
thank you.
like onions.
I gotta remember. I keep forgetting that it's two types of ways to take in stuff like phosphorus, stuff like that naturally, and then by if you eat something that's like a preservative or something like that, like you said, your body takes it in differently. So I got to start remembering myself, with my nutrition and stuff like that. So number two,
I'm gonna talk about this one, and this is one
okay,
of the main ones. And you might want to go back, just hit the back button on yours. One of the main things for kidney patients, and this is across the board for everybody. Good fresh water. We can't talk enough about drinking water. If you go back through our stuff on Second Chance, Phil and I have done numerous talks about the importance of just drinking water. We see a lot of people talking about, oh, can I put something in it? Can I do this in it? No, I want you to drink just regular water. I don't want you putting anything in it that make it sweeter or nothing like that. Just drink some water. You'll be surprised at the benefits. For one, the kidneys, they're filtration. That's what kidneys do. They're filtrations. They're filters. They need water so they can even work. Just like when your remote control has to have batteries, it can do all the things it wants to do. But the first thing you got to do in a remote control is put some batteries in it, and then it'll function the proper way. And that's how kidneys work. Kidneys can do all these amazing things. They can bring up your hemoglobin. They can control your. They can control your growth hormone. With the adrenal gland, they can control, bones and minerals. But the first thing you got to do is put some water in. That's the first thing you do. And I know it sounds simple, but we see it numerous of times. Everybody who talks to me all the time, I talk to people all the time, and first thing they say is, I don't drink enough water. I like drinking pop. I like drinking lemonade. But what's wrong with just simple water? And that way you can have a proper, the kidneys working properly. Go ahead, Phil.
And there's nothing wrong with drinking, soda, lemonade, nothing like that. Is the main thing is just you know, adding the element of water to what you drink. It's like just at least put it in there that you drink some kind of water throughout the day. And like you said, we did the show on water, and we basically laid out when you should be drinking water throughout the day and what you get from it. So water is definitely a very big component. That was the one thing as a kid my doctor always asked me, when like that was one of the first questions: you drinking enough water? How's your water consumption? So I knew that from an early age that water was a big component to our life. So the next thing is sweet potatoes. It says
One of
sweet
my favorite foods. One of my
uh,
favorite foods. I said
oh
this is
yeah.
one of my favorite foods. Go ahead.
Sweet potatoes contain vitamins and minerals, potassium. The presence of these substances in sweet potatoes helps regulate the sodium levels in the body and decreases its effects on the kidney. So, uh, people know this. It's the reason why now all of a sudden there are different ways to take in and eat sweet potatoes. That you come out the sweet potato fries, uh, things like that to help consume it a different way. Now, granted, uh, I mean, it's not too much really difference if it being fried or because I mean doesn't even have to be fried. It can be you can make those in the oven, which would be healthier for you to do if you want to make some sweet potato fries or something like that, right? You throw them in the oven as opposed to throwing them in some grease, whatever like that. You actually even could cook them, um, if you like got some non-cook spray or whatever, something like that, some a real light amount of oil, put it in the pan and you can cook it that way as opposed to just deep frying it. You put enough of it just so it'll cook properly. So um I need to. My dad actually eats a lot of sweet potatoes, and I kept trying to figure out why. I was like, I think he knows something. He heard somebody say something. One of his friends had said something. Because a lot of the friends now are starting to get health conscious and stuff like that. They all around in the same age, so people that he work with. So um, I'm just glad he's making that change. But so definitely, if you can, try to find ways to consume sweet potatoes if you can. If you like them a little bit, it helps you. I'm not the biggest sweet potato fan, but I'd be willing to try some stuff if it's gonna help me health wise.
Right. I love sweet potatoes, man. I've been eating them for a long time. The only challenge with sweet potatoes when you're on dialysis or if you have a or if you have kidney disease is they are loaded with potassium. So if your potassium is out of whack with your labs, you might want to watch the sweet potatoes. And Phil, I agree with you, not cooking them in deep fry, but another good way to cook them is in the oven fryer. They come out really crispy and everything in the oven fryer, and that could be a good way to cook them too. But again, if you're on dialysis or you have kidney disease problems and challenges, you might want to watch it because they're loaded with potassium. They have way more potassium than white potatoes for sure. So consume moderately in that situation. The next one we're talking about is red bell peppers. Now, my wife just went to a strawberry farm and she comes home and she said, look at these red peppers she got. And she got them for the cheap, man. They were big. And I like cutting up my peppers and I put them in the freezer because when I make, sometimes I make chicken quesadillas or chicken fajitas and stuff like that. I like having my peppers and I can just put some green peppers, yellow, red peppers. But peppers, man, red peppers especially are really, really good. I'm gonna read it real quick, talking what they have in them. They're low in potassium, high in flavor. Uh, However, they contain high levels of vitamin C and vitamin A, and folic acid, which is really, really important also. And these things are really, like I said, they're really good. You can roast them. There's ways you can roast them. You can put them in a salad with a mixed salad and things like that. But again, these things are really good for your B6 also. So I just want you guys to know that. And this is, they're tasty to me. I like them. Again, and the benefits for somebody who has CKD are numerous. Like I said, they're high in B6, they're high in vitamin C and A, and the folic acid. And that's one thing you can definitely need in your body. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I love red bell peppers. I'm with you. Like you said, you brought up the one thing I was gonna bring up, which was like, chicken feet. There's plenty of ways you can use red bell peppers in your foods. That, like you said, salads. Uh, it's just roasting them. On the grill, put
Right.
them on the grill. You can eat them by yourself if you want to.
Mhm.
Making little sauces and things of that nature. There's a number of
Yeah.
ways that you use red bell peppers and consume them the right way. So definitely try to find some ways for that as well. The next one is cabbage. Um, it was something specific. Okay. It says cabbage contains high levels of vitamin K, vitamin C, and fiber. They also contain
Hmm.
vitamin B6 and folic acid, which goes with the red bell pepper. So, you put those two together, that's a meal right there. And it's not a
Yeah.
bad one either, you know. And it says they have low potassium levels. Cabbage is usually added to diets to improve kidney health. Cabbage can be mixed with a wide variety of meals to add flavor and more nutrients. There goes that word flavor again, as you just mentioned. In it, it's high in flavor. So
Right.
most of the time when you see lists like this, these foods or ways have some kind of connection to each other. So take this stuff, put it together, make some meals, put yourself in a great position. Real quick, this little sidebar here says dark leafy greens. Examples of dark leafy greens include spinach, chard, and kale. We went over that a little bit earlier this week as well. They are
Yep.
dietary staples that contain different types of vitamins, minerals, and fibers. These vitamins also contain protective agents such as antioxidants. People with restricted diet are always advised to stay away from dark leafy greens because it has a high potassium level. People with dialysis should reduce the amount they consume. Yeah, I think it's a half and half there. I just more or less um, not necessarily reduce, but keep it at a moderate level. Be able to pay attention to how much you eat, but still make sure that you are able to consume dark leafy greens because they're very important in kidney health. So go ahead, Ms. Cook, for the next one.
I'm gonna start back with cabbage. One thing about cabbage, which is so prolific with it, is it improves your cardiovascular health. Also, cabbage can. So cabbage is good for the heart, and also people don't know this, and this goes for a lot of people who are transplant recipients. Transplant recipients, we deal with medications that can cause us to have cancer. And one thing about cabbage, which is good, cabbage has properties that fight cancer off. So one thing that's what I wanted to say about cabbage. And cabbage can be used with a lot of foods. You can cut a raw cabbage and use it on tacos. You can make coleslaw, with a light mayo or whatever, things like that. There's a variety of ways you can use cabbage. So I just wanted to say those things. And when it comes to dark leafy greens, again, Phil, I think that's one of those foods that it does have a high potassium and stuff, but our bodies absorb it a little bit different. So those are one of those foods. And when I was on dialysis, I ate plenty of dark green leafy vegetables and never had a problem with my potassium and anything. And the reason being, I chalk it up to was because again, these foods are absorbed in a different way or opposed to, refined carbohydrates. But I'm a big proponent of green leafy vegetables. Let's talk about the next one, cauliflower. Cauliflower is also good for you. Also, now I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not a real big cauliflower person. A lot of people put it on cheese on it and cream, and then they like, oh, it tastes good. Yeah, that's because you're tasting all the cream and the cheese and all that kind of butter and stuff. And that ain't my style anyway. I don't eat a lot of sauces and things like that. But again, cauliflower. cauliflower is good for you. I'm not a big proponent of cauliflower. I'm just gonna keep it real. That ain't one of the foods I eat, but it is good for you. You know, it contains 9 milligrams of sodium. A half a cup, I should say. A half cup contains 9 milligrams of sodium, 88 milligrams of potassium, and 20 milligrams of phosphorus. That's really, really low. Cauliflower is also a carciferous vegetable. I can't. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that right. And it's rich in vitamin C and has a good source of foliate and fiber. And it contains many. Uh, I don't even know that word. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's pretty crazy. It's a compound. It starts glu- glucosinates. I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe you can. That help the
Right.
liver and destroy harmful substances in DNA. And so, you know, a lot of people eat it with, like I said, with you can put curry salt on it or something like that. But I'm not a big proponent of it personally. But it is good for you, and if you like it, I would recommend you eat it, and it's good for your kidneys. But stay away from the cheeses and stay away from the sauces that people put on them. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay. Let me see. The next one, I'm not a big cauliflower person either. Honestly, that's why I'm just like going straight to the next one. 'Cause I'm, I am not a cauliflower. That is like probably one of the last foods on earth next to a tomato that I'll eat. Is not for my life. Um, so the next thing is blueberries. It says they're also referred to. Oh, let's start here. Actually, they are called antioxidants called anthocyanins that protect the heart against disease, cancers, cognitive decline, and diabetes. They are also referred to as a kidney friendly diet because they contain low sodium, phosphorus, and potassium, which is something that we all that we all got to pay attention to as kidney patients. Those are those three components really that we need to make sure are in the right range. 148 grams of fresh blueberries contain 15 milligrams of sodium, 114 milligrams of potassium, and 18 milligrams of phosphorus. Other berries like strawberries and raspberries also help to improve kidney health. They are better
Yep.
options to satisfy sugar cravings than sugary foods. That's interesting. I need to get back on my smoothie game then because I can't. I'm not a
Really?
big eater of just straight blueberries, strawberries, things like that. But I don't mind, taking it in. Like the taste is not so much the issue for me, but um, so I don't, mind. I could. My aunt used to make me smoothies a lot when she was still alive. She used to do smoothies a lot. Cook at home all the time, soups and broths and stews and things of that nature. And she would always have her like to say, how you do your frozen bell peppers. She would do frozen bananas, strawberries, all that type of thing, and she'll throw it in her in her make her smoothies that way. So if you're not somebody that like just loves to eat, likes to eat those types of foods, try them in a smoothie, with a combination of other vegetables and or yeah, vegetables too, but vegetables and fruits and things of that nature. So
I'm a big proponent of raw vegetables and raw fruits and stuff. So I do. I even our kids, man, we would get like they would see me with a bowl of blueberries. I have strawberries in there. I might have some grapes and stuff like that, and just eating them, on the back deck or whatever like that. They see me, and so I even see the kids when we go to they get strawberries and they get blueberries and they just be eating them without any sugar on them or anything. So I am a big proponent of that. And I eat them just like that. I don't break them down into a smoothie or nothing like that. I just put them in a bowl, clean them up, make sure, you rinse them, wash them real good, and I eat them just like that. And they are really wonderful for your kidney health. The list goes on about the numerous benefactors of what they can do for you. But again, I like them raw and I eat them. The next one here is Phil talked about onions. So that's it. But I just want to give a conclusion. It says damage to the kidneys can affect so many metabolic activities in the body. It is also essential that we avoid lifestyle, smoking, and alcohol consumption that have adverse effects on the kidneys. Again, these are 8 foods and a water, which I call just not a food, but something to drink, the best thing to drink for your health, for your kidneys and stuff like that. And take advantage of these foods, man. They're really good for you. You can eat as many as you want, and you won't get nowhere near as fat as you eating a whole bunch of Cheez-Its or something like that. So raw vegetables are always good for you. The fiber, definitely good for your bowel movements and things like that. I feel you can't go wrong with none of these foods. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, that's pretty. That's the list right there. Those 8 foods. Of course, there are more. There you have. I want to say side foods, but because they're not on the list, I'm gonna say that are attached to these foods that we just went over. Um, some foods that you may like a little bit more than the ones that we named. So, like for instance, with the example of blueberries, it also included, strawberries and things like that. So, if you're a strawberry person more than a blueberry person, go to strawberries. Again, like I said, eat them whole. Eat them. Uh, drink it in a smoothie or anything like that. So there's a number of ways that you can make these different foods. You don't have to just necessarily eat them with a meal. Some of these foods you can eat by itself. Like Ms. Cook said about about the cabbage, you can make it coleslaw. You could just throw it on some tacos or whatever like that. So there's multiple ways to consume these foods. I just say find the best way for you to be consuming and do it continuously and stay consistent with it to improve your kidney health. So that's all we got today. We will be back next Monday, same time. We appreciate your love, your support, whether you're watching now or watching in the future. And we will see you. Actually, we will see you Sunday. We'll be back here for Let's Talk on Monday. So everybody have a great weekend. We love and appreciate you. We're out.